called Enter the Dark Portal. It usually starts with an innocent enough comment. I'm the girl the ESRB warned you about. My radar goes off. You play WoW? In hushed voices, we briefly talk about our World of Warcraft characters, careful not to let others hear about our nerdy passion. Yet, even if someone were to hear us, they would probably understand very little, as WoW players have a particular lingo. I totally love my lock now. They're so OP. Really? This patch nerfed the rep pallies. I really hate Blizzard right now. I wasn't always like this, though. There was a time when I was innocent to the references used by gamers. Before Burning Crusade, which was World of Warcraft's newest expansion pack back in 2007, I rarely played video games. Growing up, my parents had been against all console games like Sega, Nintendo, and PlayStation. The only games I was allowed to play were Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and Oregon Trail. That was it. The first time I tried gaming was a few years ago with a game called Battlefield, a first-person shooter game where you can play a sniper, soldier, medic, or support, and use a variety of guns and machinery, including a 50-foot-tall mech, which resembled a very large robot that killed anything in its view. Though I did enjoy shooting enemy soldiers and blowing up buildings, after a few hours, I was ready to do something else. I couldn't understand how people could sit in front of the computer for several hours playing these games. I figured I was just one of those individuals who couldn't get addicted. Then, my friend introduced me to WoW. I hadn't seen him in weeks. He was always playing the game with his girlfriend, who he'd met through the game. This is World of Warcraft, my friend said, pointing at his monitor. You play a cow? I said, staring at the behemoth dressed in brightly colored armor. No, that's a Tauren. He showed me around. The game was huge with several different regions and thousands of players from all over the country. There are humans, gnomes, dwarves, orcs, trolls, and elves running around with enormous weapons and using magic to kill beasts and sometimes each other. The graphics were colorful and cartoonish. It was like experiencing Tolkien's world on acid. It took little persuasion to get me to purchase the game. I gazed at the dark portal on the login screen. I took my time creating my Blood Elf Paladin, naming her, and raising her from level 1 to 70. The difference with WoW, however, is there's no finish line. It's an easy game to learn, but difficult to master. First, I leveled my character. Afterwards, I had to gear her so I could join high-end raids. This meant more quests and dungeons. I had to master the auction house so I could make money, so I could level my professions, so I could make more money, so I could get that epic mount. And of course, I had to level another character because everyone has an ult. There was never a dull moment in Warcraft. WoW gradually became like real life. What started as a weekend activity escalated until I tried sneaking into the spare bedroom any chance I got, so I could log on to WoW. Nights with friends were exchanged for nights spent with the guild, a group of players I had befriended in the game. Armed with Mountain Dew and taquitos, I raided well into the morning. My dedication to slaying was most evident by the missing paint on my WSAD keys on my keyboard. I argued that it was more economical for me to play WoW than to spend money going out with my friends, but in truth, I just wanted to collect enough points so I could have the best gear in the raid. Brandy, we have to go, we're going to be late, my husband said one night, standing over me as I communicated with my guild via Ventrilo, an audio conferencing device. Sure, almost done, just have to kill the Lich King. You've been killing the Lich King for the last 2 months. Trying, I corrected him. If we kill him, we get the title Kingslayer. Just give me 5 more minutes. 45 minutes passed, and I was cursing the monitor. My torso kept twitching in the direction I moved my character. I was at the height of my slaying. Guys, stay out of the fire. Kite adds away from DPS. Just as a barrage of damage from the other players erupted and a flurry of different colors swirled on the screen, my monitor suddenly went black. My husband held the cord in his hand. My body shook with rage. Brandy, you have a problem. You're completely addicted to this game. I was just having fun. Everything's under control, I sniffed. Whether it was my husband pulling the plug or my friends later that night, each taking their turn to tell me that I was playing the game a little too much, I started to consider the situation. But what do you do with such an addiction? You can't just stop playing. I didn't want to cancel my subscription. I needed to learn moderation. So I tried reducing my time that I spent on WoW. I played other games, watched TV, and read. But eventually something would remind me of WoW, and my willpower faded. I'd sneak into the room, keeping the lights off, and log on to WoW. Whether it was divine intervention or the tech gods giving me a nudge, I got a call one afternoon from my friend asking me to play in their band because one of their members had suddenly quit. I accepted the offer even though practice was on raid night. With the help of my friends and my passion for music, I eventually developed a healthy relationship with the World of Warcraft. Don't get me wrong, I still play WoW, but moderately.